What's crack-a-lackin', slackin', jackin' my afternoon raccoon balloons? Nah, I gotta tell you the truth, man. I never really was super close with the DBD community. I always thought it was a community that never really represented me as a person. Which, if you're in a community that doesn't represent you, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're not in a community that doesn't represent you, like, what are you doing? Right? But today I was like really thinking about it, and I was like, man, it is kind of a good thing that I'm moving on from this game and its community respectively. Like, I know we all like to joke that the DBD community is just the worst thing to happen to planet Earth and humanity in general. Which, no, I mean, those are jokes. It's obviously not that bad. But like, DBD can be a test of your mental health sometimes. And there's things on both sides, okay? It's not just one side or this side or that side that really tests my patience sometimes. It's really both, okay? And the unfortunate truth is, that's just kind of what happens when you play a PvP game. Because ultimately, people online suck, okay? Like, okay, I'll keep it at 99 because I'd be lying sometimes, okay? Online games, PvP games, just freaking suck, okay? They just do, okay? Like, between you and me, let King Midas flick my nipple gold and let the truth be told. Freaking PvP games just, if you're not able to control yourself really well, they're gonna affect you pretty badly. And something interesting about DBD is that compared to other people, I actually have it pretty dang good. I mean, beyond the stereotypical people at the exit gates, killers being mean, I really haven't had any personal beef with the DBD community. I did have some friction with Skull Merchant after the rework, and people were still saying she's just the worst thing to happen to the human race, which I personally don't think so. She sucks, but she's a lot better, a lot healthier to play against in some ways. I don't know. Skull Merchant in general is just a tricky topic. In some ways she's better for the community, in some ways she's worse for the game, Some ways she's better for the game, some ways she's worse. I don't know. It's a whole boat. I could make like 3 videos off my thoughts on new Skull Merchant alone. But back to my point, right? I've actually been treated fairly well by the DBD community, considering everything that I go by. Because, you look at me, you look at my channel, you look what I do here, right? A lot of people would tear me apart for that. But not all of them. No. Not all games, but like, the ones I'm talking about. I mean, dude, look at the profile picture. Look at my avatar, you know what I'm saying? People know what's up with me. And you would think that in DBD, that stuff wouldn't slide, But I've actually been treated fairly well, all things considered, by the community. I'm not super well known in the community or anything, but for the most part, I've been pretty well treated. Even when I serve up some hot takes in the kitchen. Like, I made a video, I think it must have been 2 days ago, where I basically very lightly accused the DBD community of being misogynistic. Because people say Hattie, Nia, the women like those are horrifically ugly. But then they turn around and look at the princess girls like Rebecca, Ada, the conventionally attractive women and say they're pretty. But then look at Nia, Hattie, say, oh no, they're horrifically ugly. Which, I basically explained that was some sort of bias for like... How do I even explain this in such a... How do I summarize this in a very short amount of time? It's a very tricky... Basically, I basically made the accusation that no, not all women come in the very pretty princess girly variety. Believe it or not, guys, women come in more than one variety, okay? And just because they don't come in that pretty gorgeous, typically attractive variety, they're suddenly ugly? I don't think so at all. In fact, I main Hattie. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. My favorite character in DBD on both sides, killer and survivor. I like Hattie the most. Anyway, point being, I serve up some hot takes sometimes. And people generally understand where I'm coming from, surprisingly. I was expecting to get a ton of hate on that video, dude. Like, I was expecting to, like, have people make videos on me type of controversy, but no. People were actually extremely understanding. Some agreed, I think one person didn't, which that's, fine. If I'm not right, I'm not right. I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, that I'm some sort of philosophical genius that everyone should bow down. No, alright? It's just what I think. My opinion has been subject to change. If any of you have been around since my VHS days, you will know that my opinion is very much subject to change. I change my thoughts if someone gives me an actually propelling message and actually makes me challenge my philosophies. But the thing I typically find in other people's experience is that in DBD, that's not the case. DBD definitely has the us versus them mentality, you understand? And the thing is, I can't roll with that, dude. I can't roll with us versus them mentality. I can't roll with that tribalism, okay? I'm gonna need you to be a critical thinker if you want to be around me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to really think and provide either good reasons why you agree or disagree with me. And I want you to be able to present a case. Either side. And you know what? For the most part, the DBD community did that for me when they were willing to interact with me. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very, very grateful that I was able to have that sort of insightful conversation with the DBD community. But in other people's experience, that's not the case, man. And I gotta keep it real with you, man. I can't have that. I cannot have that type of energy in my life. People who know me understand that I don't tolerate that kind of behavior. Like, really in general. But especially in my video games, you know what I'm saying, man? So if you watched my channel recently, you would know that I do plan to quit Dead by Daylight within the next, after this anniversary. Which, yes, by the time I'm recording this, the anniversary is over, and I am no longer playing DBD. By the time I'm recording this video, I am no longer playing. It's uninstalled. I don't plan to touch it again. And, the way the game affected me is one of the reasons, but the community is also another reason. And like I said, man, I don't think the DBD community is the worst thing to happen on planet Earth, okay? I come from the furry community, okay, my brother? Like, I know what it's like, okay? I know what it's like to have people make up stories about your community just to make it look bad, okay? Although, it's definitely true. A lot of bad things go on the furry. Okay, you know what? That's so off track. My point is, like, I won't even get on that track, okay? That's another video. My point is, people saying the DBD community is the worst thing on Earth, I know that's not true. I know that's not true because I'm from the furry community, And I understand that people focus on the bad just to say, this community is terrible. That's what people do. They focus on everything wrong your community has done so they can, get clicks, get attention, stuff like that. I understand. That's what the game's about, dude. I mean, not DBD, but like the metaphorical game of being popular or having people listen to you. You over-exaggerate the worst so you get people's eyes. So that's why I understand, like, people saying the DBD community is the worst, I just roll my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not. Does it suck sometimes? Yeah. Is it full of people being intransigent and maybe some poor sportsmanship? Yeah, definitely. No argument there, brother. But I think people... Well, actually, I don't think. I believe this 100%. I believe that people over-exaggerate, focus on everything wrong, just to paint a picture and say, the DBD community is the worst, the furry community is the worst, or this community is the worst, or that community is the worst. I know how you think. You're not going to sway me with that. So that's why I'm personally saying my personal experiences with the DBD community. And you know, it's very fascinating. Like I said, dude, my personal experiences with the DBD community have been nothing but good. Except for the fact that I run into poor sportsmanship practically every game. But that's really just about it. And you can make the argument that, yes, I'm not very big in the community. I'm not big at all. Okay, I'm practically a nobody. Okay, which, you know, I don't want to be. You know, it's not really a community that represents me, like I said. So anyway, I'm going to summarize the last 10 minutes and say this, okay? I don't think the community is bad. Is it the best thing ever? You know, maybe not. Not the best thing ever. But I don't feel like it represents me. It doesn't stand for what I stand for. Regarding how people get their thoughts across, okay? But even then, there's situations where that's not true, and people have been able to make a good point and maybe really actually reconsider. But most of the time, it's just like, you're stupid, your opinion sucks. Why does it suck? Tell me. Educate me. I'm always willing to understand more things and educate myself and learn more about this place I found myself in. Really, that's how I think people should be to begin with. But again, not here nor there. I've been trying really hard not to branch off into some side ramble, if you haven't noticed. But it was very fascinating. Okay, I was talking to a friend today, and if you watching this video don't know, I have like a little DBD inspired series. It's got a lot of books in it. It's even got a visual novel in it called Sweet Dreams. Any longtime friend or viewer of mine will know that name, because I'm also making a VHS inspired game in that universe. If you're curious about that, go and check out my devlogs. But I was really thinking about it, and I was like, dude, my ideal version of DBD is so different from what other people want it to be that I don't stand for it. You know? I would much rather have my franchise, Sweet Dreams, over DBD. So that's what I did. You know? And yes, in case anybody is curious on the progress I'm making, really haven't made any progress since the last devlog, because I'm basically there to begin the coding stage, you know? But I don't know how to code in the big engines like Godot, Unity, all that mess. And let me tell you this, I'm doing big on this one. This ain't one of my sissy little games on the side. I want this to be a project lasting like 1 year to the next decade, you know? I'm doing this big. You know? Because this franchise is special to me. It's everything DBD wasn't to me, you know? Look at me. I just said I wouldn't go off on a side tangent, and then I completely go off about furry DBD. Oh, please excuse me. Anyway, you know, I guess we should we should finish this video by the time the sun sets, okay? I don't think the DBD community stands for me. I think it's a fine community. People overestimate and exaggerate how bad it is for the sake of getting attention and likes online. And I won't do that to you. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you and say the DBD community is the worst thing to ever happen, because I know it's not. And I come from a place where people do exaggerate a lot of things to make the place I come from look worse than it actually is. So I know your games. I know how you think. You're not going to fool me. That stuff don't work on me, coach. You got to come stronger than that. But I still ultimately am making the decision that the community doesn't stand for me anymore. Really, it never did. But in combination with me leaving the DBD game, my choice to leave the DBD game, the community was a small part of why I did that. Well, anyway, I think we have done enough talking here. I think I have spewed out enough hullabaloo nonsense at you for the day. If you watch this video all the way until now, hey, that's pretty swag, you know. That's my dream in life. That's my dream in life, to make your content. Oh my goodness, is that my pet dog, Frankie's? Hello, Frankie's. Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say for the people at home? Wow. He is such a man of words. Well, yes, anyway, I gotta say goodbye now. So, hey, I hope I see you next time. Until then, bye now.